Hello again YouTube, welcome back to another video, and today it's going to be a pickups video. So it's been a nice sunny Sunday down here in the southwest, so cheers to everybody. Just enjoying a nice cider. Not tried this one before actually. This is called Chaplin and Corks Somerset Vintage Cider. So yeah, when you live inside the country you've got to drink the odd cider. This one's quite strong actually, 8.2%. Yeah, dry cider, quite nice actually, quite nice. So yeah, cheers. So anyway, what have we got in this video? Well, I've got quite a lot of cassette software, both TR-99 and ZX Spectrum. A little bit of SNES, I've got some music, I've got a book, and even a CD player, which I'll put in at the end. I won't show you the CD player on a video, but I'll put a little picture up in the corner and tell you about it. So I'll start off with the TR-99 cassette software, and I've limited this down just to a few really, because I've picked up a couple of mother loads of this stuff. And I just thought I'm going to be here all day if I talk about all of them. So some of them I've already done a video of, and that was a big group lot from a software house called Griffin Software, who also seem to be known as Phoenix Software, I think it was. So I've done a video of those already, a couple of videos back, if you're interested in those. And these are a bit of a mixed bunch, but most of them I've never heard of before. This one is from a software house called Time Travels Inc. Squadron Leader. Should have some gameplay of this one, which I can put up in a corner. Very basic game, not really much to it, but I just find this stuff really interesting. Just seeing what they did with this old software. Bearing in mind this is early 80s, I think on the TR-99, unless you used extended basic, I think it was something like 12K or something like that. So they were really small basic games. This one is actually quite fun. This one is from a company called Fawcett Software in Hull. If anyone's ever heard of those. I can't say I ever have. But yeah, this is called Santa Run. So I won't do a video of this one, but I will when Christmas comes around. This is 1985. But yeah, quite a fun little game actually. Quite impressed with that one. So yeah, nice cassette as well, as you can see there. So yes, that one, there will be a video, but much later. This next one is a clone of Mystery. On the BBC Micro, which in itself was a clone of Mr. Do, and this one is called Mr. D. It's in basic, not extended basic, so it's very sort of jerky in the movement and everything. Just about playable, more of a curiosity than anything, but yeah, not too bad. I don't think I've got any gameplay video of that one, so I can't show you that, but I will do another time maybe. This next one I do have a little bit of gameplay video from, and that is a game called Super Hod from Parco Electrics. Parco Electrics was in Honiton, and that's where we used to buy all of our TR-99 games and computer from. So quite cool to find a game from them. And it's quite interesting actually, because Super Hod, I didn't know what that meant. I'd never heard of a Hod until I took my dad to a concert a couple of weeks ago, hence a t-shirt, Uriah Heep. I took him up to see Uriah Heep as a little surprise birthday present, which was brilliant. We really had a great time at that. And while we were there chatting, because my dad used to be a brickie back in the day, and he was talking about a friend of his that he used to work with who was a Hod. And I said, what the hell is a Hod? And because interesting, I just picked this up at the time. And he saw it's somebody that used to carry the bricks on this big stick thing. They carry the bricks for everyone else to lay the bricks, basically. And yeah, so finally the game made a little bit more sense with the title, because it seemed a really weird title, that one. So yes, anyway, like I said, you should have seen a little bit of gameplay of that. Quite good. Might do a bit more gameplay of that in the future. And these next three are all from the same software house. I've showed you another game from this company before, and that is one by Lantern Software called Daddy's Hot Rod. So that I showed, I think, in my last pickups video. Not a gameplay vid, but that will be coming. I'll probably group all four of these together in a little video. But yeah, I picked up three more from Lantern Software. This one is called Troll King, which I think is a text adventure, if I'm not wrong. I played so many. I had so many of these cassettes all turn up at once. I can't really remember what's what. This Hoppit sounds like a Frogger clone. I think it is a Frogger clone. I don't remember if it's any good. But again, I'll do a video of these four together at some point. And the last one, Battlestar Attack. Again, can't remember if I've managed to get that to load or not. But there will be some coming. So yeah, I'll be putting some gameplay up in the corner of some of these games, but not all of them. This one, I can't remember if any of these games are any good. I think they're both very basic. Oil Panic and Jet Plane. And these are, what's the company of these? Doesn't actually say. Apart from Liverpool. MRJ, Broad Green, Liverpool. Yeah, so yeah, another mystery cassette. And the last one is by Apex Software. I think this is one I haven't played yet, and that is called Pilot. So I don't know if that's a flight simulator or just some other type of aeroplane game, but yeah, that's another one for me to try. So that's it for those. Like I said, I've got quite a lot more cassette software, but I just didn't want to bog down the whole video with TR99 cassette basic software because everyone would have tuned out already, which I might have done anyway, who knows. So now on to some ZX Spectrum games, and this first one is one I've been after for ages, but it's surprising because it's not an uncommon game. Is that the right way of putting it? But it sells as quick as it goes up for sale, basically at a good price. So I've been looking out on Sinclair for sale, trying to get it for sort of £5 or £6. But yeah, it's always gone. This time I managed to grab it, and that is a game called Wheelie. Don't know who's familiar with this one, but I used to love this game. Such a good game. And actually it's held up really well. It still plays a really good game. So I've put a little bit of gameplay up in a corner of this one. I did do a little bit of gameplay last night for it. But yes, Wheelie was a brilliant game, still is. So if you haven't played that before, highly recommend it. I've got two other specky classics here. This one is Ghouls and Ghosts, so the sequel to Ghosts and Goblins. Do you know, it's a lot harder than I remember. I remembered it being easier than Ghosts and Goblins, which it probably is, but it's still brutal. So again, I've put a little bit of gameplay up in a corner, but I couldn't get very far at all. It's a lot harder than I remember. But a good game, so I will play it. I will get better at it, but it's going to take some doing. And this next one is also quite hard, but a brilliant game. Really good. Good gameplay, good soundtrack, good graphics, everything. This was by Jim Bagley, I think. That is Midnight Resistance. Yeah, this was a great port of the arcade game. Again, I should have some gameplay up in a corner of the screen. Cracking game. Really nice to have that back. This has been on my wants list for a long time, but whenever I see it, it tends to be either quite expensive or the box is squashed. And as you can see, that one is absolutely pristine. That's what I was waiting for. So yes, highly recommend it. If you haven't ever played that one, you need it. Crash Smash. Yeah, no wonder. So one more specky game. That is a homebrew, and this one is called Triangle Circle Square, which I haven't played before until now. I've been tempted to download it quite a few times, but I saw this turn up on Sinclair for sale for £10 delivered, I think it was. So yeah, I thought, right, I'll grab that now. Technamic Software, this one's by. But yeah, really nicely put together. The actual, I don't know if you can see that, but the cassette is printed, really cool. Very unique gameplay on this one. So again, I should have a little bit of gameplay showing in a corner. But you've got the three shapes. Yeah, you can see that's printed on the inlay rather than a separate piece of paper. But yeah, you've got your three shapes which you alternate between, and each shape has its unique attributes. So the triangle can shoot, the circle can bounce, and the square can break little platforms and things. So yeah, it's like a sort of puzzle platformer, but yeah, really unique game, really nice graphical style. So that's it for games, I think, this time. Oh no, there's one more game, and that's a SNES game, which I've just picked up this afternoon, actually. I took something and traded it into CEX, because I'd seen they had this in stock online. And that is interesting. It's just called Zombies on a SNES. More commonly known as Zombies Ate My Neighbours, I think. I've seen quite a few people do gameplay videos of this. And I don't know why, I always thought that was only on the Sega Master System. But yes, it's on the SNES. So yeah, I went and grabbed that, 20 quid. I had something to trade in, which was worth 14, so I only had to pay 6 quid for it. And really looking forward to playing it, actually. It looks really good, fun game. So that's that one. That's all of the games, unless you count this, which is a game. But you might have heard me talk before about a little handheld game that I had before I bought my little LCD Formula 1 game. And I've described it, saying that you sort of had a little disc and you'd move your car around. Well, it took me a long time to find it. But in the end, I did see it, and I thought, wow, that is it. And the game is called Pile Up. It's a Pocketeer, which they did a lot of little games, which I didn't realise. I had a few of theirs actually back in the day with little ball bearings and things in. But I'll see if I can just pop round this side so I can focus in on it. So let's have a little look. Is that going to focus? Yeah, just about, I think. So here we go. So yeah, I wound it up. So yes, there we go. So that is Pile Up, the Pocketeer. Really basic stuff, but my God, I used to play a hell out of this thing. This is before LCD games came out, and I played this. In the back of the car, I'd be playing it. And it's just crazy, really, to think how simple times were. But yeah, that's what it was. That was pocket gaming back in the day, Pocketeers. So yes, really happy to have that one. So next I've got a bit of music. First of all, I'm going to show you my absolute favourite album of all time. I've got this on vinyl, I've got it on CD, which I've had for years. But I had to get it on cassette as well, because for one, we used to have it on vinyl and cassette back in the day when I was a kid. And two, it's nice to be able to play it up on the old Get a Blaster up there. And that is, of course, Pink Floyd The Wall. Love Pink Floyd. For me, not a lot of people regard this as their best album, but it's the best album for me. Absolutely love this. Grew up with this album. I used to just listen to it. It's probably the first actual album I can remember as a kid. And I used to put this on, lay there on the floor with the vinyl open, looking at the inlay, the artwork, and just be in another world, really. Such imagination, and just think it's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic album. So yes, got that on cassette. That was actually brand new, unplayed when I bought it. So yeah, at least I know it wasn't stretched or anything like that. Sounds great. Sounds good. Really good on cassette. And the next one, which is also on cassette, which I don't actually need so much now, because I was missing this album. I used to listen to this a lot on CD. And it's a group that I discovered when I went to see Massive Attack on their Mezzanine tour. When that released, that was an amazing concert. Mezzanine was such a fantastic album. And when they did the tour, it's not so much like now. When they did a tour, you didn't know any of the tracks. I think they had only released one record from it, I think, at the time. So I wasn't familiar with the album, and it just blew me away. Incredible. But the support band for that concert was Alpha, a group called Alpha. And this was the album, Come From Heaven. Fantastic album. Kind of chill out. I don't know what you class it as, actually. Maybe trip hop, I don't know. Down tempo. So it's on a Melancholic label, which was Massive Attack's own record label, I believe. But yeah, good to have it on cassette. Sounds great. I've now got obviously my CD player back, so I can play it on CD as well. But yes, for those that don't know it, give it a little listen. Really cracking album, long album, but a lot of variety in there, and it's on a nice sunny day like today. Can't beat it. So there we go. Alpha, Come From Heaven. And the last pickup before I show you the CD player is actually a book. And this book is absolutely incredible. I'm not really into books, but Acorn: A World in Pixels. I had my eye on this for a little while, and it actually comes with this slipcase as well. But this turned up on eBay from a company called World of Books, £8.50 delivered. I wasn't gonna hang around with that, so I grabbed it. The only annoyance, although it's really cheap, it must have cost them best part of that in postage, but they didn't package it with any protection at all. It just came just in a bag as it is. And of course, this like slipcase thing, I don't know if it'll focus in, but the bottom part just was broken when it arrived, which is a little bit annoying. It's okay for the money, but you just think it wouldn't have taken them anything just to protect that, and it wouldn't have been broken. But there we go. But anyway, I will see if I can just come around this side just to sort of flick through some of the pages so you can have a little look. But yeah, stunning book, all about the BBC Micro and all the games and everything. Incredible book. It's got so many so many details of all different games and things. You can discover so much looking through there, and it's just really nice put together. Beautiful book. Don't know if that's focusing in. Sorry, I might be in completely wrong space. But yes, if you like the BBC Micro or just like sort of 8-bit books in general, I highly recommend this one if you can still buy it, because it's fantastic. And it's, as you can see, it's mega thick. I don't think I'm focusing very well, but yeah, tons of interesting stuff in there. So yeah, fantastic book. So that's the last thing to include, which I won't include in my video. Like I said, I did take a little photo earlier just to sort of put it up in a corner there. But I've been missing a CD player for quite a long time actually. I've in my setup I've got a turntable and a nice cassette player. But since getting rid of my SA CD player, I haven't had a CD for quite a long time. So thankfully I kept most of my CDs. But I decided I wanted to get a CD back in the mix. So I wanted something that would kind of blend in with my retro equipment, because I've got my old Pioneer amp and cassette player from the 1970s. And a turntable I've got, it might not be in the photo, but that's actually our original one from the 1980s. And that's a Riga Planar 2, I think it is. But anyway, I was looking for something which would make a good mix, and I happened upon the Philips CD100, which you can see there. That's the book that came with it. Like I said, I'll put a little picture up in the corner. But yes, this is the book that came with it. It's the very first CD player built in Europe, I believe. So I think it was early 80s or late 70s. But yes, look at that. Still got the sort of manual and everything with it. And what I quite like is on this page. Again, I don't know how well it's focusing, but hopefully you can see that. You've got the video pack advertised in there, look, because of course that was by Philips as well. What a cool piece of history. And I'll tell you what, this CD player sounds absolutely fantastic. I think a lot of the CDs I've got, I've had some really nice, quite high-end CD players, but this sounds the best of a lot. It sounds really, really good. So yeah, if you're looking for a CD player, I do recommend that one, and not too expensive to come by. And yeah, really good quality, heavy unit actually. It's quite feels more like an amplifier when you pick it up. So anyway, that is about it. That's about all I've got to show to you today, I think. So yeah, I'm copying Lee Nerdy Geezer on his pickups videos. He shows somebody else in the background doing their pickups. So yeah, you've got Lee Nerdy Geezer and Scott Sega Zombie behind him. Look. So we're gradually seeing if we can filter through, get as many people as possible into the video. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little video of random crap I've been picking up. Thanks a lot for watching. I will catch you another time, and that is all.